DreAllDay.com.
At the end of our workout here, we're going to do a hips series. Hip series is difficult movements. I hate doing these movements, but I know they're very important because the strength, the speed, the flexibility in the hips help with your lateral movement in basketball, which is your crossovers, your changes of directions, and almost everything you do defensively when you're shuffling and sliding. So I'm really getting my body into the right position, and as you can see, I had that resistance band around my knees, which you can get from any sporting goods store. I don't even believe that band is a Nike band. That's one of her bands. You can get it from anywhere. Some brand X sporting goods store, they all the same. They're rubber, and eventually they will pop. So you get one, you use it enough, it will eventually pop. I don't care how much you spend on it, where you buy it, it will eventually pop. So just know that when you buy it. So find a cheap one if you can. So anyway, I'm working on laying back here, as you can see, opening and closing. And if you have ever tried anything like this, you know that the burn you will feel on the outside of your hips the more you do this movement. And we're talking about at the end of a workout. So this is double the burn when you're doing it at the end of a workout. So I'm gonna come in and out in here with the voiceover just to explain to you the different things we're doing briefly. Now what I'm doing is coming up, lifting my hips up. As you can see, I'm lifting my hips up and down slightly. This is working the glutes. So I have my heels down here. This is working the glutes, which is the muscle that is your butt, your ass. So that's what this is working here. The muscles in the back of the leg, the hamstrings, the glutes, the calf muscles, all of those play a factor in basketball, of course. These are the muscles that push you, propel you forward. When you're running forward is the hamstrings. You ever watch a sprint, like sprinters, world-class sprinters, you see a sprinter get injured during a race, usually is the back of their leg. Those are the muscles that are pushing them forward, the hamstrings. Hamstring injury will prevent you from being able to run at your full speed, whether you're a sprinter or a basketball player. So we're working on the muscles in the back of the leg to help with that speed, help with that power to push forward. And of course, you're doing the same thing here now, just lifting one leg up. So it's the same amount of weight that's being lifted, but now just by a single leg, right leg and left leg. Then going right back to the first exercise we did, which is open and close with that band around the knees, which is going to put that burn in the outside of both hips. Now just doing small lifts, so I'm lifting just my lower back or my pelvis up off the ground here, which is coming up through the core. Now laying over on the side, you can see that that band is right above my knees. Now I'm just opening and closing. My feet are actually together. I'm just opening the knees, open and close against the resistance of that band. So now I'm just working the outer left hip, which is the hip that is pointed towards the sky, the higher hip. And at the same time, Maria wants to make sure I keep the hip squared off. I don't want to have one hip leaning backwards and another hip leaning forwards. I want to keep them squared on top of each other, stacked on top of each other as I do this movement. Now to work the hamstrings a little bit, I'm going to basically making a circle with that leg. So the hamstrings get worked a little bit the quad, but again, this is mostly in the hip. So I'm working a circular motion of that hip. And this gets harder and harder the more you do it. Again, like I talk about, as you're going through an entire workout, then you get into these small movements at the end. These are not easy to do, but that's why it's training. Now what I'm going to do is the inverse of the first exercise we did here. Now my knees will be together. My feet are together also, but I'm going to lift them up off the ground, and then I'm going to do a small opening and closing movement here with the knees. Sometimes we do it with the feet also, with the bands down there on my feet. Since the band's on my knees, we're opening and closing with the knees, with the feet up off the ground. So this is working the small movements of the hips just from a different angle. And all of this shit burns. Now I'm putting left foot down, and I'm slowly lifting that right leg. And this is a small movement. It's only going to move a few inches. This is working the inner hip and the inner thigh on the straight leg, the right leg. If you ever try anything like this, you'll feel it right along your inner thigh of that leg that is down on the ground. Again, small movements to work the hip. You're going to feel the burn in this. Now on hands and knees, I'm slowly just going to lift that right foot up, up, up. This is to work the glutes. You probably see females will do exercises like this to shape their rear ends a lot. This is to work the hamstrings, working the glute muscles, which males, us athletes, we need to work on this stuff. Now everything I did laying down, of course we flipped and did the same thing on the other side of the body. Here I just went through one side so y'all can get an idea of what's going on. Hit that thumbs up to like this drill. Check the annotation for Work 52, year-round off-court basketball training program. Any questions you got for me, leave me a comment. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.
Yo, what up? It's Big Brandon Carter from Highlight Workout. Work on your game.